Why ultimately, Paul, did you say no?
Being in this cauldron for 3 months, I saw the path. I dealt with donors. I dealt with a lot of people, and at various moments, and I'll get to the final reason in a minute, but they kept rushing me in. Even Coach Tuberville called me at one point and said, "You can't wait much longer. You got to get in FEC files. You got to show you're legitimate." So fine. So I kept putting it off, but ultimately the reason I couldn't do it was the political operatives. Now, I know this sounds like I'm blaming something on other people, but I'm not. I'm just telling you the reality that you already know. They told me the clearest and cleanest path to victory, I was running as a Republican in Alabama, was to run, and I'm just going to paraphrase the political operatives' words, you need to run against woke Disney. And I could not do it.
Let's pause here for a moment. That is Paul Finebaum.
Tommy Tuberville is running for governor, a former Auburn coach who beat Alabama 6 times in a row. And I think it's fair to say he's going to win pretty comfortably, seems to be the assessment. There's an open Senate seat. Bruce Pearl, also at Auburn, had talked about it. He says now he's not going to run. Is that with the conversation? Are you somewhat interested and intrigued at the opportunity of looking into that Senate race? I'm assuming that's what they reached out to you to talk to you about.
Yes, I was very cautious. I didn't take it too seriously. And then ultimately, I ended up talking to someone who made it clear that there was a desire for me to be involved.
The same Paul Finebaum.
It is very intriguing. I am thinking about it constantly. And that's difficult to do, Clay, as you're talking about college football.
Yeah.
20 hours a week, debating Stephen A. Smith, as you well know.
From ESPN.
So it's been going on for a couple of days, or if not weeks, and it's just hard to chisel it down to make an educated decision. But to say I'm considering it, of course, yes.
Who weighed a Senate run, and now he's revealing quite a lot.
I could not burn down the place I had worked for the last 13 years that had given me an opportunity as a Birmingham talk show host, and use whatever you may think of Disney, and plenty of people have opinions. Disney owns ESPN, for those of you who don't know.
Right.
I couldn't do it. And they said, I had several very prominent people, including 2 senators, sitting senators, tell me that's your path. I mean, there are many other paths, obviously, to win a primary in Alabama, but they thought that was the cleanest path. And it was, my wife one night said to me, can you do that? Can you literally tear down and torch whether you agree or disagree with everything they do, and nobody agrees or disagrees with their parent company? I think I can speak for you as well.
You most certainly can.
And I knew I could. And I just couldn't, in the end, that factor alone, that was at the top of the pyramid, as well as many other things. And secondarily, and maybe even equal, was saying things that I was not comfortable with. You can say whatever you want about me, polarizing, mouth of the South, always ripping coaches. But the one thing I've always wanted to do on a program is bring people together and let them fight within under the tent. And I couldn't get up there and just draw a line and say, I'm for you and I'm against you. It was against everything in every fiber of my body.
Ironic he says this while being a Trump supporter, but nonetheless. He would also say this previously, that Charlie Kirk's death is influencing, or at least was, his decision to get into politics. He would tell Clay Travis of Outkick that he struggled to do his show after hearing about Charlie Kirk's death, saying he, quote, spent 4 hours numb talking about things that didn't matter to him. It's hard to describe not being involved in politics, how that affected me and affected tens of millions of people all over this country, and it was an awakening, he would say. There are a lot of people, and I did a TikTok on this. Please go follow me over there. It would mean a great deal. Under my name, of course. I did a TikTok on this, and I was pretty amazed with how many people gave Paul his flowers. And I can't meet you there. I just can't. Because I believe that if they were to say, you can go after these companies, but you don't have to burn a bridge with ESPN, I think he would. I think he would go after trans people. I think he would go after marginalized people. I think he would go after immigrants. I think he would go after the less fortunate, because what he would do through all of his politics that we have seen, and even in what Todd McShay has said ever since McShay went back on the air, joined the Ringer, and just obliterated Paul Finebaum, along with what he said when he was on a panel with Bomani Jones and Dave Zirin about Hank Williams Jr. and about upholding the South, which y'all should go check out because we covered that a few years ago. That video is on demand. I can't meet you there. Yeah, you know what? It's one good thing that he did. That's two. It's one good thing that he did where he said, this is a company that really helped me out a lot. It's a company that uplifted my career and turned me into a star and gave me one of the loudest microphones and biggest microphones in all of college football, specifically the Southeastern Conference. I'm not going to go after Disney for being too woke, even if I think it. I'm not going to go after Disney because ESPN, under the Disney umbrella, greatly helped me, my family, and my career. That's fine. In turn, I don't think Paul realized what he was doing, because we've been saying this for so long, but there is one side of the political aisle that will not agree with us, and it is the right. When we say they are using Disney as a springboard to usher in voters, say, you know what the problem is? Mickey Mouse. You know what the problem is? Nemo and Up and Moana. That's the problem. But really, they're using that as a disguise to carry out a white supremacist playbook. But he gave the game away here, folks. He said it's not about new ideas. It's not about high-speed rail. It's not about Medicare for all. It's not about rent freezes or lowering the rent. It's not about getting private equity out of, for example, home ownership so we could afford homes. The average age of a homeowner now is skyrocketing up. It is not about lowering the cost of prescription drugs or, newsflash, shocker to many right-wing people, having it be free. It's not about any of that. What it's about to win is calling Disney woke. That's what it is. He unintentionally told us everything in that, how long was it? 2-minute clip. It is not about making your life easier. It is about going after a company and calling it a word that we don't even know the definition of, and we also know that our voters don't know the definition of. But run on that, and you'll win. And you know what? He probably would, because he's running in Alabama. The only way that someone doesn't win that seat is if it's Roy freaking Moore. So I appreciate Paul. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you telling us all those donor meetings, all those sit-downs that you had with political operatives and advisors. You will never make our lives easier. It's about calling a company woke so you can uphold a system that is crushing us and to carry out billionaires continuing to get tax breaks. Remarkable. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.